So this is the fourth Neurooptimal conference. It was funny because when I was at the meet and greet last night, there were a few people that came up and told me, I've been to every conference. So actually, I want to give props to those people. So where are you? Can you stand up if you've been to all 4 of our conferences? There they are. Yay! So if you want to speak to people who really know what they're doing, you can find those people. There are plenty of others in the room as well, but... So I know from past experience that the conference is amazing for so many different reasons, but one of the main reasons that I really love the conference is just because you leave here having forged bonds with people that are of similar mind and similar mindset to you. Sue and Val started this whole thing because their mission was to help relieve suffering. That's what it was. And it still is. And I can tell you from the phone calls and emails that we get, especially as people are first coming on, the reason why they find Neurooptimal is because either they are suffering or a close family member is suffering. Typically, it's they've tried everything else, and then they sort of, dug and they found Neurooptimal. Eventually, once they've started doing sessions, they come back to us and say, oh my God, I love this. I want to bring this out to the world. I want to start my own business, and I want to start seeing clients because I think that everyone should be doing this. I want to change careers. How many people actually did that in this room? I'm sure there are plenty. Yeah. So, as I was thinking of all of that last night, it just made me realize that everyone in this room actually wants to relieve suffering as well, right? Even though you might not have actually declared that to yourself and said it in so many words, that really is what we're doing. We're changing careers and we want to just bring this out to everyone. So I think it's important to realize that and to understand that and to really connect the dots and realize that we are all very similar in the room. And it's just great to be surrounded by like-minded folks. We're together for the next 3 days. Let's take advantage of it, get to know each other. So just take a minute right now, introduce yourself to the person next to you, behind you, in front of you. Just start the conversation. Okay. So I really wanted to seeing that we're all neurooptimalites and that we're all very resilient and that we all have perfectly trained brains, I think we're fully capable of being at the end of day 1 in terms of connections, where a normal group would be at the end of day 2. So let's just make a pact. No one's going to be shy. Let's just all talk and hang out and get to meet each other, because honestly, it really isn't often that you get to be in a room of folks that are like-minded, that all do sessions, that, and that are just awesome. Okay, so I want to introduce our staff. That's part of my job up here this morning. Our team, our amazing, beautiful, caring team, who I sometimes don't think that they understand the oh-so-important role that they play in making all of this happen. As I introduce them, I also want you to realize how important it is to make sure that you understand the important role that you all play in carrying out this mission, right? We're really all one unit. So our staff supports our trainers, and then our trainers are the ones that are actually going out and are filling this mission. So I don't want anyone to forget that. Okay, so we've got our staff they're actually scattered a little bit everywhere. So can all of our staff members stand up? And actually, I think there might be even some people missing. I know that our mouse calls guys love being shown off at the back of the room over there. So we've got Aris on the left. We've got Craig Walker next to Aris, Sterling, and Mark. I'm sure you've all had contact with him at some point or another. We've got Jimmy, who just stood up there. Jimmy, give us a little wave. There you are. So Jimmy is actually our social media person. So when you see all the posts on our Neuroptimal page, that's him. That's Jimmy that's doing all that. Then we've got Johnny Diavadis, who's at the back of the room, who is the Director of Technical Operations. We've got Carol Ann, who's over there. She's our inside salesperson. Then we have our order desk crew. We've got Jenny, I can't see. We've got Vanessa and Melissa. Melissa's the newest addition to the team. Welcome, Melissa. Then we have Alain, who's next to her. He's our Director of Sales and Marketing. Then I see Mark DeLong and Lisa DeLong. So they actually wear a few different hats. Mark right now is part of our configurations department, but he also co-teaches with Lisa all of our online courses. So if you've taken an online course recently, then you would have taken it with them. And Lisa DeLong is our Director of Education. Then we have Liddy in the white jacket, who is the queen that put together this entire event. So let's give her a special hand. Then we've got Melissa in the stripes next to Liddy, who runs our entire shipping department. So she's awesome. Okay. Then at the did I miss anyone at the back? I don't think so. Okay. Oh, where is Karen? Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I was coming to the front. So we've got Karen over here, who is, Karen is the person who, whenever our past members contact us, she's our past concierge, if you will. She's the one that directs everyone, and she's amazing at what she does. We have Dr. John Gillard right over here, who is the Director of Research. Fascinating man, I have to tell you. He really is. He really is. Then we've got Dara over here. Dara is the queen. If you are all using Neuroptimal 3 at this point, which I'm guessing most of you are, Dara is the reason why it is robust and just works. Sometimes. But Dara spent many years just testing version after version after version after version, and it's a lot of tireless work. I mean, it takes, it's a lot. So very well done, Dara. Thank you. And then we've got Alex over there, who is the Director of Productions. And we've got Alan over here, who is one of our moderators for Alan's played actually a very large role over the years, many different roles. But currently he's on our rep team, and he's also overseeing our Yahoo groups, right, Alan? Yeah. And then actually, if I could, all of the reps that are in the room, can you stand up? Yeah. This is our awesome rep team. Awesome. And then, of course, last but not least, if you can stand up, we've got Dr. Sue and Val Brown, the co-creators, the reason why we're all here. Who I also have the honor of calling my family. Okay, so now I've got some logistics for you. Anyone who requires any translation headsets, actually, if you didn't know, this is all being translated into French and Italian. We have people in from Italy and from Paris, and then of course from Quebec. So you can get your headsets in the back, and we just ask that you bring them back at the end of each day. If there's anyone in the room that is a little hard of hearing and you think that it might be helpful for you to have a headset, English speaking, because the sound apparently is really nice and crisp through those headsets, we do have a limited number of extra headsets that you can use, so you can just go ask them at the back and they'll be happy to give you one. The lanyards. So everyone got their lanyards. You'll see there's little stickers at the bottom of each one. if there's something that you're interested in, the reason why we put those on there was just basically if there was something that you're kind of interested in, it made it easy to see as you're talking to someone if maybe they would have some input on that thing. So we thought it was a cool idea. You'll notice that the staff is wearing a blue lanyard. So if you need something, we did that just so that if, you know, from across the room you can kind of tell who's staff and who's not. So you can seek one of us out. We've got charging stations at the back of the room. There's one, I thought there were two of them. Oh, okay, they're over there. Basically, just bring your charger. There's big, long power strips that are there, and I believe there's USB charger strips as well. Demo systems, we've got them in the back. Carol Ann is actually running those as we're here. If anyone feels like doing a session while you're watching one of the presentations, by all means, go for it. And you can also see the latest technologies that we're offering. They're all back there. If you need extra pads of paper and pens, they should be at the back of the room as well. In the loot bags, and I'm mentioning this really because the Europeans, many people that are from Europe like to not have to have their stuff shipped if ever they're purchasing something. So you'll see actually in the loot bag there was an offer for everyone that is here. If there's anybody that is planning on ordering something and wanting to take it home with them, the deadline to order that thing is tomorrow at noon. We've actually got Melissa and Brandon, who's not here today, but they'll be going back to our offices and they'll be filling all of those orders and they'll actually physically bring them here on Wednesday. So it makes the most sense for the Europeans to do that. Okay. Then we've got, for the schedule, I just wanted to let everyone know it's a really tight schedule. We had it end at around 4:30 each day just because we wanted to give you time to go out and explore the city. So you'll notice we've got Karen, who's our timekeeper. She's going to be, and to all the presenters, she will be showing you when you've got, I think, 5 minutes left and 1 minute, 5, 1, and 0. So please, 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 if you can, you know, not avoid Karen. It'll avoid her from having to come up on stage and yank you off. But then that way that way you're not pulling time from the next person and we can just keep everything on track. And I just wanted to give you a little information about the thought process behind the whole schedule. In the past, we've done our conferences really in an academic format. It was really all about research. We wanted to kind of spice it up a little bit and just hearing the things that people contact us about. We just wanted to sort of serve everyone and give a little bit of everything. So day 1 today is sort of based on all about inspiration. Day 2 is really lots of research, and day 3 is all about business. That's my day. I'll be emceeing that day, and I'm really looking forward to it. Because we get a lot of calls from people saying, I'm trying to grow my business, I don't know what to do. So everything was really logically, at least in our heads, sort of laid out, and in the order that it was laid out. So we're really looking forward to seeing how that all pans out, how it turns out. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you now to Dr. John Gillard. He's our Director of Research, like I said. I'll talk more about him a little later on today because he'll be presenting, but he's going to come on and say a few words before Dr. Valdine Brown comes on. Thank you.